This is the little walkway behind the Formula One paddock, actually where the old press office used to be. I remember working from there in the 70s and early 80s. Had 3 telex machines and about 50 journalists all wanting to use them. So you can imagine what that was like. Telex, that's something from the past. Nice to see the Beta Tools building here, 40 years in motorsport. Synonymous with the name of Vittorio Brambilla. Sadly no longer with us, but the Brambilla brothers, legends of Monza. And this is the, here's Mario Acquarti now. Here's Mario, here's his wonderful bookshop. We'll go and say hello to Mario, see how pleased he was with the weekend. Ciao Mario! Good weekend?
Not so bad.
Not so bad. You sold some nice books though, eh?
Books.
Darren Heath bought the nice Jesse Alexander book.
Yeah. Very,
Beautiful.
very nice book. And good job also with the poster, the old poster.
The old posters, yeah. Yes, beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful. Well, there's a nice one down there, Long Beach 1980. Look at that. It's an original poster, Mario?
All original.
Ah, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for that wonderful Jim Clark photograph you gave me. Very nice. And Mario, we see you next year, eh?
Next year.
But you have a different regime next year.
Yeah, I change it. I change it. Next year only for the friends. The shop is open.
Only for the friends next year. Too many.
Friend and journalist. I don't know if the journalist is friends or not, but
Too many people coming in otherwise. But look, you can just see inside there the number of books Mario has in this amazing collection. Mario, grazie mille. Eh?
ciao Peter. Thanks so much.
Ciao. Kept pace with the changing Formula One times. Some of the more original buildings still remain. It's a nice little contrast of architecture just in this little square behind the Formula One paddock here. We see the circuit direction buildings, the CSAR buildings, and flush hard against them the new Paddock Club block, all steel and glass. Not bad actually. The contrast it works better perhaps than it might look in picture form. One of my favourite spots at Monza, and that is at the old paddock. Not much of it remains, but I think a few cobblestones are still there. There used to be a little shell garage. Now an Agit garage was built into the circuit when it was first designed. This is again the area behind the main paddock complex, and if there are some red tiled roofs on some nice looking buildings, this must be the old, or the beginning of the old Formula One paddock, where all the cars were kept garaged right through until the new complex was built. Of course, before each qualifying session and the race, the cars were wheeled down the pit lane, and that was part of the drama, part of the act, the gladiators coming out from their paddock area. So this was it. Sadly, most of the buildings have been replaced, but we can capture a little bit of the flavour of what those garages used to be like on the right-hand side here. A few remain. Nice in the Italian way that the tiled roof is still there, but you can see part of the old block over there now. And you get a feel, there's one garage, one of the original garage doors remaining, and you can get a feel there for how big, or actually how small they were. This is where a lot of those photographs that you might have seen of Team Lotus, Ferrari, Cooper, McLaren, Brabham, this is where they were taken in here, and the drivers would sit on the wheels of the cars and talk to the mechanics, and a lot of photographers, the great photographers, would be here as well. So sadly not too much remaining, but that lovely cobblestone ground still there in part as well. Seen about here, it was about here, if you can imagine the old garage line along here, that scene with Nino Barlini in Grand Prix was shot, where basically he says goodbye forever to François Hardy. Silly boy. Nice tyre marks from Red Bull, pretty typical of all the pit lane areas. Sooner or later somebody's going to create a work of art around that sort of visual. You might see it in the Museum of Modern Art, I would imagine. But every rubber streak tells its own story.